Probably. Shit. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck, I don't know.
Okay, are we gonna start this thing now? We gonna start
Hmm?
this? Yeah.
Let's do it,
Okay, good.
Build
Uh,
a mouch.
fuckers.
I couldn't even hear half of that. I heard it from the other room, but I didn't hear like that pick up on Discord.
Suckers.
Man, Discord does a really bad job of like having the high registers show up, dude. You just cut in and out. That's really
Yeah,
weird, yeah.
it's kind of the bane of having a scratchy voice,
Like
or I guess so.
I was singing Celine Dion earlier and you couldn't fucking hear
Yeah. So that's what that was. I kind of could hear it from my room, but I couldn't really because it was soft.
it.
Put on the thing that should have picked it up. No, you didn't hear that.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Because this shit sucks.
Uh yeah, Discord.
Phil Spencer, hire me.
So podcast. Oh yeah, actually wait. So my Xbox didn't come in today.
What?
Yeah, no.
Yes, I could.
Fuck you. GameStop. GameStop was like, yeah, FedEx, I should say, I should clarify, was like, yeah, it's gonna be here by the end of the day on the 25th. I was like, oh, cool. And then all day it just said it's in transit in Pennsylvania. I'm like, okay, it's not gonna leave Pennsylvania by today at this point or at all. And then like in the middle of the afternoon, I just get a text that says, yeah, your package is gonna be delayed, gonna be delivered tomorrow. It's in Connecticut now. I'm like, okay.
3 days later.
Yeah, I'm never getting that fucking Xbox, apparently.
See, they have to get the first 5 installments before you get the actual Xbox.
That would be the stupidest fucking thing ever.
Ah,
I mean, that sounds like GameStop.
yeah. Well, yeah.
Podcast. Yeah, okay, so
That's it.
we are doing a podcast today. I think the main crux of this one's just going to be discussing tier list of various video game topics that we have amassed. I asked you guys to get one each, um, and I have one. But if it doesn't really go for as long as I think it will, then we have extra backup ones too in case, you know. But I figure people don't want to hear us go on for more than an hour and a half, so we're gonna
Going to
cut it.
underestimate the internet's power.
So, Zach, what topics in what tier list are we going to be discussing today?
I was gonna actually say before we start though, is there anything you guys want to talk about in terms of gaming related events or news that has happened in the last week since E3?
I've got some news. I've got some news. Did you know that this arbitrary number that's going to pop up on screen right now is the percentage of people who aren't subscribed to this YouTube
Oh
channel?
my god, I'm not doing that again, please. I'm not fucking doing that again.
And you know what will help that number go bye-bye is if you subscribe. And if you click the like button, the Metroid or whatever that helps push the algorithm
The Metroid?
push the video.
The little squid thingy? The Metro jellyfish? Okay, whatever, yeah.
Mother brain.
That's...
Like this video on the Metro the Squid Kids.
Like this video and I'll Venmo you $5 imaginary dollars.
Well put, Tom. But yeah, no, seriously, is there anything you guys want to talk about that's happened in the last week? Tom, I know you just played the World Ends With You, Neo World Ends With You demo that came out. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of mid. It's a little mid.
Elaborate.
So the gameplay is alright. The combat's alright. I mean, the combat's alright. The gameplay is so far is meh. But like, you only get to play up to level 10 in the demo, which is like, I don't know how many hours, but I'm almost there. The characters, it just feels like I'm playing Persona 5, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, Shibuya is obviously a popular place, but even just the character archetypes that I've seen so far, kind of Persona-esque. And I'm gonna say this, I was surprised. The music, fucking awful. I am not a fan.
What?
Not a fan whatsoever.
What? Yeah, actually, you know what? I could. Yeah. You know, I could probably see it. I mean, like, I don't know. The first World Ends With You. I haven't played the demo for Neo, The World Ends With You yet, but the first one was definitely a product of its like time and place. And when I had initially played it, it was like the perfect game for an edgy 13-year-old to play. Like that's just honestly how to put it. And looking back on it, it probably hasn't aged the best. Like I actually tried listening to some of that soundtrack before. I'm like, oh my god, I thought these songs were good. And some of them are pretty good. Some of them are alright, but some of them are like not really well put together, kind of but I mean, it was a cult classic for its time, and it's got a lot of nostalgia. This sequel seems to be aimed kind of in a similar market to the teenagers of today, but I don't know. There seems to be I don't know. This seems to kind of. It seems like it's missing something. That's all.
It's aged more towards those weird, quirky gamer kids in middle school
Mm-hmm.
who are like kawaii desu
Instead of
on
the
her,
instead of the
edgy.
hardcore.
Yeah, instead of it, even then, it's still kind of edgy and cringy. But like, it's a weird mixture of the two. Like, yeah, combat's okay.
The game making you stupider?
Yes.
Nice.
I mean, they are like, I don't know how old these fucking children are, but they're probably like 15.
Yeah, I mean, that was. I mean, like the first World Ends With You was literally the epitome of edge. Like the main character at the very beginning of the game literally went up and was like, yeah, I don't like talking to people. Everyone shut up. Shut up. And it's like that was like literally the whole game was this fucking dude who just didn't want to actually communicate like a human being to other people.
The main dude's just kind of a limp, wet noodle who does what people want him to, and it's definitely, I think it's a lot worse. I think it's poopy.
Oh my god, is he gonna be like Rex? Oh shit.
No, no, he's not stupid. Well, he's kind of stupid. He's more like Noctis, but like
Oh.
he doesn't
Stupid.
have he doesn't have a sense of direction. He literally just does what people tell him to do.
Oh.
It's the best kind of main character.
Yeah, it's pretty poopy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to play the demo for myself and figure out what it's like. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe the game might just not be. I don't know. It's weird because how does the gameplay? Question actually. How does the gameplay transfer to 3D? Because it used to be like touchscreen, top down, kind of, or like a side to side sort of thing. And
It's hella disorienting, dude. It's super disorienting.
like,
I mean, so you go from area to area in Shibuya, and you'll just go through an area, and you'll get this super aggressive camera jump to a completely different angle, and it almost like burned my retinas the first time because I just really wasn't ready for it. And on top of that, as you walk through areas, random text bubbles will pop up that will stop you from going to another area, and it's just like, bruh, I don't want to listen to this. And it's just random people talking about random shit. It's like in Persona, you know how there's those people with like the blah blah blahs above them, and you can interact with them and talk with them.
mhm.
Imagine that, but you don't have the choice to interact with them, and you have to sit there and listen to it.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
So honestly, traversing from place to place fucking sucks. I don't hate the combat. Combat's okay.
Okay. That's good. Tyler.
Well, I finally got my PS5,
Hmm.
so I get to play all those PS5 games.
Mm-hmm. How are you
Like-
enjoying Demon Souls? Right. Actually, wait. Yeah, considering I just did that live stream session of it, what if you want to talk about Demon Souls? Anything you?
The game is a lot easier than I remember it to be. Like I remember playing it
Yeah.
on the previous systems. They're like dying way more, like trying to figure shit out, like hitting people and it doing like nothing, like actually dodging, like stuff like that. This one, it's like, oh, there's an enemy there. I'll fire one spell, maybe two, and you're dead. Oh, there's a boss there. He's super easy to dodge. I don't know if that's just because I'm seasoned now, or if it's just the old one had like a different curve onto it. But
No, this is a like completely faithful recreation of the game, so I doubt they actually like adjusted the difficulty manually. I think it's just that the game has been out for so long, and people know the ins and outs and what to abuse of it at this point, that it's
in fact,
like,
no, we've played so many other
and like,
Souls games
and
now.
this, yeah, the Souls games have progressed to a point of like the difficulty starts to ramp up with each new installment to the point that we get fucking Sekiro. But like, like, like,
Greatest game.
oh my fucking god. But yeah.
Tune in, everybody. Zach will be streaming that next.
Oh, shut up! No, oh, I gotta get through Dark Souls 2,
Oh,
3.
you gotta stream
Bloodborne.
at some point, though. Hold up.
Yeah, I gotta get through 2, 3 Bloodborne. But yeah, in any case, so I mean, yeah, the games have gotten gradually more difficult, and plus, like the intended way of play of that game is very much more tepid than later Souls games, where you're really expected to sit there and block or like dodge and just kind of like I guess the best term is like play footsies with the enemies and like keep a little bit of distance and then use an attack to make sure you don't get hit. Back up a little bit, use an attack. Back up a little bit, use an attack. And that's pretty much like the entire the whole game. It's like it's really like the enemies have really slow and easy to detect movements and attacks, and as long as you're like specting the right thing, you're pretty much just gonna steamroll through most of it. So
yeah, it just seems like, why would you play anything other than a magic user?
I mean, to be fair, the bow and arrow can reach a lot further, and you also aren't capped by your MP or anything like that. But I mean, if you have the MP recovery items or just the I mean, I wouldn't even say the ring, because the ring regenerates really slowly. But yeah, you can probably just cheese that way too. And plus some there's only like really two types of spells. There's the fire and soul spells. And some enemies are resistant to fire, some enemies are resistant to soul, so you probably want to use if you could just get regular arrows or something, maybe that would be a good option, as a ranged build. And plus, like, I don't know, there's some things I could probably have done with a ranged build that I couldn't do with magic, like that when that dragon was above the Bolitarian castle. I could have probably sniped it with arrows. Couldn't really do magic though. Good talk. All right, so that's pretty.
What's all of that from the video?
That's the whole podcast. Yeah. So nothing else from you guys. Are we good? No one wants to talk about that Weeb game they came out today. What's it called?
Scarlet Nexus.
Yes, Scarlet Nexus.
No.
I haven't seen any gameplay on it, but I'm pretty sure if I go on YouTube today, they'll be like, sponsored stream or sponsored video, Scarlet Nexus, wow. But
yeah,
I haven't.
I'm gonna say I've been seeing so many of these anime slashers that aren't necessarily Souls-like games or like too easy to be Souls-like, but they're obviously inspired by them. Scarlet Nexus being one, Tales of Arise being another, or I don't know if it's Arise or Arise or however the fuck
Arise.
you pronounce it. Yeah, like these games that are like they look pretty, and I'm sure they have like some sort of angle to them that will make them better, but like it's just kind of start blending in at some point, when all these games have similar art styles and they all start to play the same. It's like, okay, what are you gonna do?
Art styles. The music will be either great or subpar, and the gameplay can change a little bit, but it's still hack and slash. But they still don't put in anything good for the story. Like it's an anime story thing. It's like, I feel like if I was watching this, you'd be able to put in more. With these games, like Code Vein story, they introduce so many people. It's like, okay, wow, am I gonna get to know all these characters? Kinda.
Kinda.
Okay.
Shit, maybe.
It's like, I just did their last friendship mission. Oh, okay. I didn't really learn anything. And even like God Eater, they had a bunch of characters there. Oh, here's your last friendship mission. Okay, what happens? Oh, you just fight this monster again, but now with only this person. It's like, how? It's like, you guys got this big anime thing, but then your stories just fall flat. It's like watching an action anime, but the action is a third of the anime.
Yeah, I could see what you mean there. I don't know. To me, it's just like everything about the games. It starts to lose charm in one way, shape, or form. And I know, like, I always try to tread ground when I talk about weeb shit in general, because it's like, I feel like any corner of the internet you go and any type of game you play, you're gonna find people, especially if they're like, if it's an anime type game, you're gonna find people who are hardcore fucking fans of that shit and will dig to the depths of the earth to find any negative opinions to
Yeah.
expout their bias about. And that's like, yeah,
You talk bad about my anime game that I haven't played. Feel my wrath.
like, oh my god, dude, do you know the amount of people who like will shit on you if you say anything negative about Genshin Impact? Like, oh my fucking Christ.
I'll just say no, because they legally cannot say anything bad about the game.
They
Legally can't say anything bad about the game because they dropped $2,000 into it, so they legally cannot say anything bad about it.
They are contracted to never say anything.
Contractual obligation.
Yeah. It's written in blood. The second you give money to the developers of Genshin Impact, you're unable to say anything negative.
Purchase threshold, you can't say a single word that's negative.
Yep. Jesus
All
Christ.
I'm saying is there's a word, it's on the tip of my tongue that describes this game. Once it starts with a B, it's boring.
Oh my gosh. I heard that from the other. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, so alright. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Cool. All right. So now we're going to start talking about the subject of today's podcast. It's a special little thing we're going to do. Maybe we'll implement it into future podcasts with talking about things that are relevant to the day that we had discussed at the time. But today we're going to go into doing tier lists of things that are relevant to us. I figured it'd be a nice way for the audience to kind of get to know us in one way, shape, or form, and for this to be an archive of our opinions and thoughts on video games and video game culture. So, which is why I approached you guys and asked you to pick one tier list idea and how we're going to rank it. So, who wants to go first? Don't all jump up at once now.
Completely up to everyone else. I made my own tier list, not going to flex or anything, but like,
Okay, so we're gonna do Tom's tier list first. Okay, so
I mean, I made mine too, but okay.
Oh, bro, you didn't say that. What? Why didn't you?
I didn't think I needed to.
What? Nah, dude. Come on. That's like the extra mile.
Yeah, so let's start with Tom.
Okay,
right.
So Tom's tier list was the best/worst video games based off of movies tier list. And this one, you put some effort into this, considering the link banner was a picture of Shrek 2. When I saw it, I was like, okay, well, we're already off to a start here.
Yeah, dude.
Now, I always ask this about any tier list to provide context, but is there any way you want to categorize the tiers? Any like specific wording or reasoning behind them, or like, is it just going to be standard, great, good, meh, bad, trash, or is it going to be like, do you have any reasons for putting things in certain tiers?
No, I'm going pretty. I know what games I'm putting in S tier, so I think that's what I'm basing everything off of. Is what I feel about what's going to be in S tier as opposed to everything else.
Okay.
So that's kind of my personal criteria, but it's just a S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, F tier. It's however you want to rank it.
Okay. So I'll just leave it as S, A, B, C, and D, and it'll just be a general discussion on what we want, what we think should go where. So I'll fire off some of these games here. Some of them are classics right here. Okay, these are some pretty. So the first one is the Space Jam game Yep, the Space Jam game. This
In
is
honor of the
what's.
new Space Jam game.
Oh my god, gonna be free on Game Pass. Free on Game Pass. Pick up the Space Jam game.
This is
Uh,
the Game Pass advertising channel.
is that is that Lord of the Rings 2? Wait, what?
Middle Earth.
Is that
Battle for Middle Earth 2, yeah.
Yeah, Battle for Middle Earth 2. Okay.
Yep.
I'm trying to figure this out myself too as we go along. Then there's
I can rapid fire these off if you want me to.
Okay, sure, yeah.
All right, so we got the original Space Jam on the PS1, Battle for Middle Earth 2, Xbox 360. We got the classic Spider-Man 2
Oh
on the
shit.
PS2.
Oh shit. The pizza theme.
Oh, dude, already an S tier, dude. So we have the original Aladdin for the SNES. We have the Ghostbusters 2009 game.
Mm-hmm.
Harry Potter and is that the Chamber of Secrets? There's Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets and the Philosopher's Stone are both on this list.
Mm-hmm.
Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham City are both on this list.
What about Arkham Knight?
I feel
That's
like
fine.
Arkham Knight's the clear-cut third.
Yeah,
and 3 in IMO.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's like somewhat a debate between Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, but Arkham Knight's good, but it's definitely third of the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the fucking classic, untouchable E.T. for the Atari 2600, one of the greatest games of all fucking time. A phenomenal game. Great. We have Shrek 2, and I also threw in Shrek Super Slam because I remember that shit was fucking flames. That shit was fun. So I have Alien Isolation and Predator Hunting Grounds.
Okay.
Hey, top tier game right there.
Right. That's such a good game. So I have how many Star Wars games do I have? I have at least 3. I think I have.
You have Battlefront 2,
Battlefront
the
2,
original Battlefront 2. We got to clarify, not the EA
not the
one.
shitty new one. I have the Episode 1 Star Wars Pod Racer game.
Mm-hmm.
I have Jedi Fallen Order. I think that's all of them. Yes, that's all of them. I have Friday the 13th, the new one that came out.
Okay.
4 or 5 years ago. I don't know.
I don't
remember.
Yeah. Jeez, was that? I think that was 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
I think that was 2018.
Okay.
Actually, no, right. wait. It was probably 4. I don't even remember. Jesus Christ.
I feel like it was 2017.
Yeah, I think it was probably 2017.
Yeah, because I shared a video on Facebook recently. It was uploaded in 2017.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Toy Story 2 for the N64, fucking classic. So we have Shadow of Mordor, the first Shadow of Mordor game on PS4. So I also put Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup here because again that game's a fucking bop. GoldenEye 007 is on this list. That's a given. Lion King for the SNES. I have Marvel Spider-Man for PS4, the first Spider-Man game that came out on PS4. You know I had to put fucking Shaq Fu on this list. Shaq Fu was going on this list. Shaq Fu is it's almost the reason that started this all. It's the premier game. And then of course one of the best kart racing games of its era, Cars 2. Cars 2. So we've got some heavy fucking hitters on this list.
Some heavy hitters. It's going to be a hard tier list, all right? So, first and foremost, let's get it out of the way first. What do you think is the worst game here?
I mean, do you want a real answer or do you want a meme answer?
Legitimate answer. What is the worst game here?
I guess it didn't show up on your guys, but I put an F tier on my tier list.
Oh, okay.
I easily put ET on that. ET is F tier. ET is the worst fucking game on this list. ET is awful.
You're not down with ET?
Are you?
Hell no.
Did you see that shit? I didn't even play it, and I hated myself, dude.
It was literally ET. That game is literally the worst game ever released.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bad.
Oh, that's.
I think, if I'm gonna be honest, I think that's the only game on this entire list that I put an F tier. It was the only single one. I made F tier specifically for ET.
Nice. Well, it's in there now.
Did you just make an F tier and put it in there?
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually just gonna name mine to ET.
ET tier, all right.
ET tier. All right. That's mine.
Yeah,
Alright,
no, I would
Ken
agree.
just make one. Okay.
I would agree. ET is
I didn't know.
probably
I didn't
the
know you
worst.
could edit other people's, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
let's
no,
get this-
dude. You as soon as it's published, you have free reign to do whatever the hell you want.
I mean, legitimately, I
Yes.
would say that ET is the worst by far. But then I'd also say like Shaq Fu is probably a close second. Or no, is the second. Is a second.
In the D tier.
I would call it a D tier.
In the D tier.
I mean, it's a meme game, but it's not a good
it was
game. Like
it was honestly pretty mundane, dude. It was pretty for a fucking 2D side scroller fighter with Shaquille O'Neal in it. That shit was mundane as shit.
I don't remember the Space Jam game at all, though.
I think it's pretty close to.
I played the Space Jam game. It's like, no, I'll put the Space Jam game like.
I'll put it in C.
I'll put it in C,
I'll put it in C.
just because that game was so just
It'll be your C tier game.
wacky and weird.
I'd put it at low C tier, depending on what else pops up in C tier.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, Predator Hunting Ground.
That's going in D tier.
That's
Yeah.
going in fucking
No,
D tier.
yeah,
That's going in fucking D tier.
Definitely.
That's a D tier game.
That's
That
a
game
D-tier game.
was unfinished when it was released. It looked like someone dipped Call of Duty in a fucking air fryer, dude, and took it out and was like, "Here you go, Call of Duty at home."
It looked like Call of Duty literally dipped in a dog turd.
Oh my gosh!
It's
And
like how you make a Predator game where the Predator is the weakest thing on the map.
Mhm.
Like, and then if you toughed it out long enough as the Predator, and then you got the Juggernaut armor, you were a god. So it makes no sense.
Mhm.
Because it don't make no goddamn sense.
Mhm.
What he said.
But yeah, I would consider Predator Hunting Grounds to not be that good. It's kind of like it was very bare bones, not a whole lot to it, and the game idea wasn't really fleshed out enough to make it work. But you know what was a good multiplayer game with fleshed out ideas that worked? Friday the 13th.
Right,
Hey.
dude. I'm putting that at least high B tier, but I'm putting it in A tier.
I would
Yeah, I'm
say
putting that
A
in A
tier.
tier.
I
I'm
would
putting that in A.
bro. I would say A. Like it was.
We played that game so much in the
That
glitches,
game, it was
like
such.
the glitch.
That's the best part. It was such
Yes.
a glitchy mess, but it was a fun glitchy mess.
It's like the glitches make like sometimes you get glitches that just make the game stupid. Somebody get it was like, oh, this isn't done. Glitches in that game was fucking hilarious. Like fucking Air Jason, Jedi Jason.
Jedi Jason, my fucking god.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, that was the thing about Friday the 13th, right? Is that not necessarily that the game. It had a lot to it that made it interesting in terms of its idea of like, hey, you have this killer chase you guys around and you do objectives on the map. I mean, it's similar to Dead by Daylight, which had came out before, but it did it in its own unique way with different versions of Jason, and you have the different camp counselors, and it was unique in that sense, right?
oh, Choppa, the choppiness.
Oh my god.
Eric
Yeah,
Jr.
but
Choppa El
I-
Choppa.
Although it might be a docking point for some, I legitimately think the bugs and glitches in the game gave it a level of charm that I would not take back anything for, dude. Like the amount of like they weren't game breaking, they weren't necessarily like this game isn't finished, it's horrible, it's garbage. It's like they were things that would happen that would the glitches would make every experience unpredictable and funny. And like when you're not really taking it super seriously and you're just having fun, playing with your friends, it honestly creates a level of replayability in the game purely just by how wacky and weird it is. One run through and you'll be perfectly good. You'll just be like doing your thing, and the next you'll just have Air Jason going across the map. The next you'll have a car flipped over and your camp counselors will get stuck.
Like sometimes you'll win the game in 3 minutes and you'll never have seen Jason.
Yeah, that's true, right?
It's like, okay, I'm gonna go into this house. Oh, the propeller in the gas. In the boat right there. What? Get right on, go, and you're like, that was 2 minutes.
My favorite, dude, is when like you get everything right away, and then out of nowhere you're in the boat, you're about to go through the water, and you're nearing the end, and you hear the fucking Jason music, da 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 da, and he just fucking pops up, and you're like, oh shit, you jet out there and you make it. It's great. It's great
Made
feeling.
your final mistake.
Okay, yeah, so Friday the 13th, great game. Would put it in A tier. I think the reason why it probably doesn't belong in S tier is that it really was like a glitchy mess.
Yeah.
That like, and plus there were so many stipulations that made it hard to play the game at certain points. Like, if Jason left at any point, match over, you're screwed. Bye bye. Sometimes it takes really long to load into a game because you have to get a full lobby of people. People drop in and out. The connections were a little shoddy, and it took a while for the game to update with free content, with like new maps and new characters that made it really feel complete. Because it was
dedicated servers. It took like 2 years.
Oh my god, yeah, the game was so hard to play without dedicated servers.
It was rough.
But I mean, you know, nowadays Friday the 13th is a really fun and enjoyable gameplay experience, even with the bugs. Though I don't know if they've even fixed the bugs.
It was always great picking your character and then loading in is not your character.
Oh my god. But yeah,
remember that, dude.
Good game.
Right.
You know what else was a good game? I don't know. Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of Mordor was pretty good.
So I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I put Shadow of Mordor in C.
You know, if it was Shadow of War,
yeah,
I would agree. Shadow of Mordor, though, I mean, like, see, that's such a weird. Because I feel like Shadow of Mordor, I look back fondly on that game, but I look back fondly because it came out at a time period where no games were coming out. And it was sad that that was the highlight of video games for a while. Was, oh my god, Shadow of Mordor is pretty good. It's like, yeah, it's pretty good. But it really wasn't.
It was a decent game, but it was almost just like an Assassin's Creed clone, dude.
I don't know. I thought the game did a really good job of keeping me interested, and it was a decent game. It was probably one of the few games, or one of the first games, I should say, that solidified this new era that we're seeing in like the PS4 and PS5 of movie licensed games that are actually becoming AAA quality and not just fucking lazy cash grabs shit games. Like, so I mean,
like Shadow of War.
That game was a downgrade.
We don't talk about that one.
You brought it up first.
That's true. Oh wait, you're right.
Yeah, it's a fucking mess, that game. I mean, I would say it's B, but I would say maybe bottom of B.
I put mine at C, like high C, just because like I know it's like it was such a different game, but like I played it. I beat the whole thing, and I think I went through the DLC. It was a while ago, but it just felt super, super, super repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like there wasn't that much. There wasn't that many variety of enemies that you really had to change up what you were doing. Like it's like, oh, here's this new base. Okay, let me just sneak do that. Like it didn't feel different. Like it was good. And it's like at least the main character, like I didn't really feel attached to him. At least not in Mordor.
So you know what else is a Lord of the Rings game? That Middle Earth. War from Middle Earth 2. I don't. I've actually never played this game.
Yeah,
so.
Neither have I.
It's like shit. Imagine like a first person, not first person. Hell no.
Isn't it kind of like a MOBA or like a tower defense, that kind of shit? Is that what Middle Earth 2 is? No.
It was more like you're in a set area, like God of War. Like you're in an area, go by, kill some things. Go to the next area, like slash up, kill some things, but you couldn't really upgrade or anything. There was a lot of switching between the characters. It was okay. I put mine in C tier, just because like mid C tier, because it wasn't great, it wasn't bad. It was kind of just another. You're in this area. beat some guys up. And it's like me personally, I'm not really, I don't really like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
It's
same.
kind of just like, hey, Lord of the Rings, that's a thing. So
Yeah.
like the story of it didn't really pull me in. It was just kind of just basic. Like you played as the characters. And in order to unlock certain characters, you have to beat the game entirely, and then you can go back and play as any of the characters. But in the cutscenes, they would still play as the character you're supposed to be. So it's kind of weird. So yeah.
Yeah, I never played it. I figured at least one of you guys did. I saw people shitting their pants over this game on the internet, and I was like, okay, this seems like the one, Chief. So I was like, all right.
Well, I mean,
let's
also
hop in here.
it is a Lord of the Rings game, so people will shit their pants over that
I don't
because
know,
it's Lord of
dude.
the Rings.
I saw some of the reviews for some of those Lord of the Rings games. They were bad. They were bad. People did not like some of those games.
I believe you've done this.
I can't fucking believe it. Shite.
You know what games people did like though?
Oh.
The Batman games.
Oh. So I'm gonna put it to you like this, Chief. I like Arkham City more than I like Arkham Asylum. I sunk way too much time into Arkham City. I have Arkham City low S tier.
You
I don't know.
see, out of like, so it's so weird because in terms of a package, right? In terms of the amount of content, pure content that's in the game, and how much it expands upon its predecessor, I would say uh, Arkham City is better than Arkham Asylum. But I really like Arkham Asylum because it had a completely different sense of level design and progression than City did. Like City was really, despite it being more open world, it did feel like the story kind of led you in like one direct direction in the world versus like Arkham Asylum. Every single new area you went to was a big open playground where like every aspect of the level was used to progress the story. But in City, it's like, okay, you jump from point A, point B, point C. And I mean, that's okay on the first try, but it doesn't really feel as natural when you're replaying it. And that's something that I think is, that's probably the best way I can articulate why personally I prefer Arkham Asylum over City in some ways. And plus, too, I don't know, I played the crap out of Arkham City. And it just got stale after a little bit. I mean, the combat's really fun, and yeah, I like that it expands the amount of Batman villains and characters that are in the world. But yeah, I don't know. I would say yeah, it's probably S tier still for City. I mean, personally, for me, I would still put Asylum in S, but I could see it being A tier.
I don't know. I put both of mine just in high A tier. I was like, they were definitely good games. I definitely liked them, but uh, which ones? It was Arkham Knight, the one with the Riddler puzzles, right?
I mean, they all have Riddler puzzles.
I think
the
yeah.
one that you had 100% the game, including the Riddler puzzles, in order to get the
I think that was Knight.
Is that the? Are you talking about the Scarecrow thing?
No,
uh
no, no. Like there were you had to. I think he's talking about Knight. Because in that one you had to 100% the Riddler puzzles and everything in order to get
I like
the
both of them.
ending.
Like they were high A tier, but like just by like whenever I see one of them, I'm like, oh, the Batman game. Okay, like it's a good game. It's just I'm not as hyped as some people are when they pick it up or play it or anything. Which isn't always a bad thing, but just wasn't my steez.
Okay, I'm moving Arkham City down to high A tier. Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
I have them both. They're back to back high A tier. I can see why Asylum. I don't disagree that Asylum is or is not better. I think they're pretty similar par, if not same par games. It's just kind of a preference as to how you like your areas.
Mm-hmm. Man, yeah, the Batman games were probably the first good superhero type games, really good ones in terms of quality overall and level of standard to the gameplay of the AAA game industry at the time. But you know what else was a good superhero IP starting recently? Spider-Man. Spider-Man,
Hey.
yeah.
Yep.
So here's my presentation of a hot take to you. Which Spider-Man game is better, Spider-Man 2 on the PS2 or it's Marvel Spider-Man on the PS4?
I literally have them nut to butt because I really honestly couldn't choose.
I don't know. I have Marvel Spider-Man on the PS4. I got that in S tier. I
Yeah,
got Spider-Man 2 and A tier.
there. Yeah, okay.
High,
I
A
could see
tier.
that. I could see that. So like the thing about Spider-Man on the PS4 is that there's a level of care and like nuance to for the fans to really appreciate that you just don't see anywhere else in terms of like all the different costumes you can have Spider-Man have, all the different interactions he has with the world just swinging along in his web, the different villains you fight, the different characters you come across, a lot of the references that you can see strewn about, that version of New York City. It all feels like, and I'm gonna say it, I know every journalist has said it, feels like you're Spider-Man, okay? And
I was like,
yeah.
when the Spider-Man PS4 first came out, it was revolutionary. Everyone was like, this game is beautiful. This game is the game. You have to play this game. Like it was.
Honestly, it's the epitome of a Spider-Man game. I mean, what you are from a Spider-Man game.
It's weird because
Yeah.
like me as like Spider-Man itself was like, I mean, Spider-Man's a hero. At least like on Marvel comics, like Spider-Man's a hero. He's not really one of my favorites. He's not one of my worst. He's just there. He's just a dude. But this game, I'm like, you know what? Spider-Man a little bit more of a badass than I thought he was.
Well, I mean,
I feel-
yeah, okay, Tom.
No, go for it, dude.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say the thing about, I think it captures the spirit of Spider-Man and what Spider-Man represents really well, because Spider-Man's always been about, it's not necessarily like about the person in the suit, it's about the fact that it could be anyone in the suit and really getting you to be immersed in that world, and be a proxy in some way, shape, or form for it, does help capture again that experience of uh of what Spider-Man is all about, and that's just kind of less so like a story about some dude going around New York and more about, hey, it's just a story about superheroes doing superhero shit. And I that's something I liked, I appreciated. But yeah.
Just the ending of that game is the main reason I put that shit in S tier.
Mm-hmm.
I think the fact that Stan Lee seeing this game as kind of exactly how he wanted Spider-Man depicted kind of puts it over the top for me.
Mm-hmm.
As to
He's
why
gone.
yeah, honestly, as to why Spider-Man 2018 is the best fucking Spider-Man game, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Just, when you think of that freedom, you can just spend fucking hours swinging throughout the fucking city, running around, doing whatever you want. And the combat's like the combat's really fucking good. It gives you the freedom that you would think you have as Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
which is why I have it over Spider-Man 2, because up until Spider-Man 2018, Spider-Man 2 kind of was that. But then Spider-Man 2018 just kind of shat on it real hard. And was like, this is what you want, not that.
Yeah,
And they were right.
Spider-Man 2 is definitely a product of its time, and it's very video game-y is the best way to put it. It's like it's got that almost arcade game style design and progression. But I mean, it's in terms of movie license games, not really a bad one. Honestly, I would say that game is in reality like a B tier game, but I think people look back on it really nostalgically, which is why you would probably put it in A. It's like, yeah.
Like if it came out like recently, then I'd be okay. That's a clean B tier. But like they said,
Clear.
with the nostalgia, that's what gives it that extra point to step up in A tier.
I guess.
I think the memorability of that game really helps propel that a little farther for me.
Hmm.
It's pizza time.
You know what else is memorable? The Shrek movies. Now I see you're a man of culture and you put Shrek 2. Shrek 2 was the best Shrek game.
Shrek 2 by every metric is the best Shrek game.
Yeah, Shrek 2 was a lot of fun. Definitely enjoyed it. Had some meme moments, had some great moments. Pretty much was just a recreation of the movie. In like a 3D party beat 'em up game. I honestly though gotta just say this is a B tier one.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all.
It's all right. It's okay, but it's really like nothing to write home about in terms of like this is revolutionary. It's great. It's like a fun party game. And I honestly I would say similarly for Shrek Super Slime. It's like yeah, it's fun, but you know, no, I'm just kidding. It's S tier. Woo, yeah, next is Spider-Man, better than Spider-Man. Yeah, greatest
I mean,
video game ever.
Shrek S. I mean, they both start with the same letter.
Sure.
Except
W.
It's a 7.
What about you, Tyler? Have you ever played the Shrek games?
I have never played the Shrek games.
Oh,
no.
Okay,
you're
cool.
missed out.
I've seen people play them, but never like only like clips of it of like just meme parts and shit like that.
Okay, well, we'll all download the mod that lets you play it online, and we'll emulate it, and we'll play it together, and we'll stream it. How about that?
Let's go. Let's
Pizza
fucking
time.
go. It's pizza time, buddy. Donkey time.
So I don't know how to transition off of this at all. Has anyone actually played the Harry Potter games here?
So
Yes.
I played. I forget if I played one of these two. I don't. I think it was the Chamber of Secrets.
I
played
played
the Quidditch game.
I played the Chamber of Secrets, and I thought it was all right, but I haven't played the other two, so I don't know what.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Quidditch is easy A tier. That game is fun as fuck. I spent so much time whooping the shit out of my sisters in that game. It made me feel like a man at 10 years old. Not
Mhm.
gonna
You don't
lie
like
to you.
Blitzball.
No, because I can move all my characters without getting absolutely fucking bumfucked with random numbers during Quidditch. You can
So
literally
it's
just
not
fly.
random. It's just you don't win.
No, exactly. But I win Quidditch. You know why? Because Quidditch is fun. That's right. I said it, Mom and Dad. Disown me. Fuck you. No, but that game was super fun. It's weird that I would qualify that game as a sports game, but like,
Quidditch is a real sport.
I mean, like, it's weird that I
So
qualify that
Quidditch
as
is a real
sports game,
sport.
but like, Quidditch is a real sport. It's in a movie about wizards.
It's actually people who get together and have an official
I know
Quidditch game.
I know there is. Listen, man.
It's kind of sad to watch.
If golf's not a sport, Quidditch isn't a sport. I'm going to tell you that right now. No.
It's like they're LARPing in real life.
Yeah, you're gonna tell me LARPing's a sport. All right, geez. All right, I'll believe it when I see it. International LARP League. Here we come. The ill, as they call it. The ick.
Yo, bro, I'm illin'.
Kill me. Yeah, no, Quidditch was really good.
Okay. What about the Sorcerer's
I played
Stone?
one of the Harry Potter games. I don't know which one it was.
Sure.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing that fucks me up. These two specific Harry Potter games came out 2003, 2004. They run the exact fucking same.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like, even when I see like somebody playing a Harry Potter game, unless it's the most recent one that came out, that's bad. The one of these old ones, I'm like, this looks like the game that I played.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
It's like throwing a dart at a dartboard and seeing which Harry Potter game you land on and taking a crapshoot.
All right, I just made a tier at the bottom called "You're a Wizard." We're gonna put those two there because that's apparently what we think of them. So, yeah.
You're a wizard, Harry.
You're a lizard, Hagrid.
Oh.
So you know what else is actually no wait shit that's not owned by
EA.
I was gonna say Disney. Yeah, the Lion King and Aladdin games. I feel like we could package these
Isn't
together.
Lion King owned by? Oh no, Harry Potter's not owned by Disney.
No, that's different. Those are different. But yeah, so there's the Aladdin game and the Lion King game on the Super Nintendo. All right, listen, the Aladdin game developed by Capcom, great game. Pretty much they just took like the template for something like Ghosts and Goblins. It was like, let's do this again, and it worked out really well. I would say, honestly, like the Aladdin game is probably an A tier game. It's really good and is one of like of its time, has a really good like has aged well to the point where people will still play it nowadays and say, oh yeah, it's like a really good side scroller. The Lion King game, a little less so. I would say that one's probably a B tier game. You know, it's all right. It's pretty good.
I put both of them shits in D tier.
Whoa, what?
Dude, even I disagree with that.
I remember playing them as a kid, going through, and I'm like, this game boring as fuck.
Well, let me ask you this: you're putting Lion King and Aladdin as the same tier as Predator, Hunting Grounds, and Shaq.
Yeah, hold up. You got
right
wait, you capping. You're on that boof right now, dude.
Well, do you want me to put Predator Hunting Ground in F tier?
No, get Lion King and Aladdin out of there, my guy.
You know what? I'll put them in. I'll make a C+ tier.
C+ tier. Yeah.
Listen, I never played either of the games, but I at least put them in B tier.
All I remember from Lion King is you'll jump, and it's like, okay, I jumped. Do I make that jump? Huh, maybe. The fuck you mean maybe? Sometimes I make the jump, sometimes I don't.
It was like the Dark Souls of 2D side scrollers, dude.
No, see, Dark Souls literally looked at you and was like, you're not gonna make it, but jump anyways.
Listen, all I'm saying is you literally watched Simba's dad die. You watched Mufasa die. That's a pretty big slap in the face. That's a great way to tell you you're fucked, kid.
I don't know. I see all them animals coming. I move. He saw them animals coming. He stayed.
He didn't stay. He ran.
He definitely stayed after they ran.
Yeah. His dad died. He didn't. Who was the real winner?
You know who else's dad died? Luke Skywalker in episode 4 of Star Wars, which is also owned by Disney. So
that transition though.
So let's talk about the Star Wars games now. Okay, are we all in agreement that Battlefront 2 is probably the best of the Star Wars games?
It is S tier. It is fucking
All
S tier.
right.
It is the best Star Wars game. I don't give a shit what anyone says.
All right,
it's so sad that they made another one and butchered, like, whew, people.
Wait, hold on. I just peeped. I tried importing Knights of the Old Republic and that did not come up. I don't know.
Hey, hold on.
That game is on the list.
Knights of the Old Republic S tier.
Yeah, that's an honorary S tier because I don't feel like importing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
But Star Wars Battlefront 2 is easily one of the top 1 to 2 Star Wars games. I don't give a shit. It's great.
Here's a hot take. I would say the Star Wars Pod Racer game. C.
No, I can't agree with you. I'm gonna say it. It's once a podcast. I have to say it. You are on the pack, my guy. The pack are you smoking? You are on the pack. You are smoking that pack.
Well, that good shit today. Yeah.
I don't know. I put the Pod Racer game in high B tier.
I put that shit in A, my guy. That shit's banging. That game was great. I still play it. I spent like $5 on it. I still play that shit.
I'll put it right above Shrek 2.
Nah, you know what? I'm gonna put it in A tier just because it's got my boy Arc Bumpy Roos.
Right, bruh. If you can think of a pod racer, they got
The galley. God. Let's bring back all the memories of that game now.
Bruh. When I tell you, I played an ungodly amount of that game. I cleared multiple saves just to redo the races again. I don't know why I did, because I could have just played them again. but did it.
There's no challenge in that.
No, there really isn't. I
Uh,
would whoop that game's ass, and then I would name my save file ass. Get fucked, Anakin, you little bitch.
um,
You're a real edgy kid, huh?
yeah, dude, I was. Oh man,
and
I was a different kid.
the last one I can't really give a full critique on because I haven't really played my copy of it yet. But Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. It's the Souls-like kind of ish, almost like a Dark Souls Star Wars game. EA made it. That it was that
Not even
single
close,
player.
It's nowhere near a Souls-like game.
I mean, in its, I wouldn't say. I mean, if you play in the hardest difficulty, maybe. But I mean,
I
like,
did.
okay, but I mean, like, in terms of it being a third-person action kind of game, right? Okay, that's my point. In any case, yeah, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. What would you guys say?
I put it in B tier just because it's a good game. It's just like it is in the Star Wars universe, and you have so much story to tell, and it just seemed like the last third of the game was just super rushed to like introduce like, oh hey, last third, like the last part of the game. What's the big part about the last part of the game? What is it? Darth Vader shows up and destroys everything. Game's over. It's like, wait, what? Like there wasn't like you got to go to different worlds. Game looked beautiful. Music was there, I guess. He like you use your dual lightsabers. Like, cool, I get dual lightsabers. Awesome. He doesn't really use it. He just kind of puts it at his waist and turns back and forth. It didn't really feel as intuitive as it should have been. But it's definitely good. The story that they had was okay, and I'm looking forward to the next one. But at least the game itself, I can't put it in A tier or C tier just because it's an okay game. I'd recommend playing it if you like Star Wars. Well, if you like Star Wars, you play it just because it has Star Wars in the title, but still.
Put it in B tier. I thought it was a decently challenging Star Wars game. It's definitely not something you get a lot with Star Wars games. So I put it in B. Story was decent. You want me to be real? If I had to choose a story I like more than this game, I'm choosing The Force Unleashed. I thought The Force Unleashed was a really good series. IMO, but
Oh
like
boy, Star Killer though.
Mm-hmm.
that's my boy. Yeah, no, I put it in B tier. It's a good game. It's a fun game. Well, it's fun if you're not easily angered.
Like if I had to play Force Unleashed or Jedi Fallen Order, I'd play Force Unleashed.
Oh yeah, dude, Force Unleashed 2. Hooey!
Ooh.
Hooey! Ring a ding ding a ling. I need to change my pants.
Okay.
You know what makes me need to change my pants? Lightning
007.
McQueen. Oh.
Wait, what?
That too.
Sure, let's talk about 007.
007 is one of the 2 games I have in S tier. That is one of the best games of all fucking time.
Which 007 is that?
The
It's
original
GoldenEye for
N64 and
N64.
GoldenEye N64. I don't want to disrespect the king, but I'd say I honestly, in terms of how it's aged now, I would say it's like an A tier game. This is a game. This is the game that we look back at its legacy because of how important it was. But if you try to play that game now, and tell me it does not play like fucking molasses.
And they made it worse. They made an N64 game worse.
Well, that's my point though, is that the game was good for its time. It was revolutionary for its time, but it has not aged well. And I don't think there is any way you could make a GoldenEye game age well nowadays because the market is so oversaturated with arcade first-person shooters that it really would have to do something fucking mind-blowingly different to make it stand out. But like at the time on the N64 when 3D technology was getting new and when the idea of multiplayer with first-person shooters was brand new to people at homes, 007 was the most innovative shit ever. But I don't think it's aged too well. So I mean, like, I don't want to disrespect the king. He had his time on the throne, but he's kind of losing his hearing. So I'd say, yeah,
I'm taking over this podcast now. You smoke too much pack. You smoke too much pack. Your lungs are poisoned. This is an S tier game. I don't fucking care. This was
this was one of the 4 or 5 games that Rareware released. This was like one of the shining beacons of hope in gaming in the 90s. I don't give a shit if it's aged
Well,
terribly.
there wasn't
This
much going
game-
on in the 90s, so.
Exactly. So you know what Rareware did? They said, I'm so fresh, you can suck my nuts. I'm going to release every good game of the 90s. And they almost did it.
Alongside E.T. and Shaq Fu.
No, there are a plethora of reasons why Ryan moved. Love you, my guy.
You know what? You know what is an easy S tier game though? Cars 2, in it to win it. No, that's
I've never played Cars 2. So.
It's
Cars 2 is a C tier game.
It's a B tier game. Listen, okay, it's actually really fun, and the racing is not bad, but like it's fucking Cars.
You're asking me to put Cars 2 in or around the same tier as Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer. I can't do that.
That's not we already established it was okay, whatever. Fine. Top of C tier, okay? It's above Shadow of Mordor, okay? God.
We did it. Click the like button because we got him off the package.
But you know what isn't a C tier game? Toy Story 2.
Oh, Toy Story. I wanted to.
Hold on. I just looked up some gameplay for Cars 2. This shit look like Split Second. I need to bring that up.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah,
bro.
Cars 2 was
It's
really fun.
actually a fun racing game. It's not bad.
I throw that. Mine was in C tier because I haven't played it, but I'm gonna throw that shit in some high B tier.
All right, hold up. You said I was smoking that booth. Hold up,
No,
wait.
I put it bottom B tier.
Bottom B. All right, it's behind Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Looking like Spy Hunter mixed with Split Second. Hold on. I need to get this game.
Cars 2 was fun as fuck. Like, unironically, I don't give a shit what you think about the movie series. Cars 2 was fun as fuck.
It was one of the better
Hey,
one
on to
of
the
the
next
better. But yeah, Toy Story 2 on the N64.
Oh, I'm still debating on whether or not I want to put this in A or B tier. Like high B tier.
I would say high B.
I've never played it, so.
Toy Story 2 is so fun.
I feel like it was fun because it was doing the Mario 64 kind of thing with its
Oh, with
open
Toy
level
Story.
design, but with Toy Story. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know, if I try to play that game now, I'd probably feel weird. So it's B tier for me.
Yeah, I'll leave it top of B tier.
We're down to 2 games now, I guess. Alien Isolation. Honestly, this might be a hot take. I would say top of C tier.
I put it bottom C tier, honestly.
Yeah.
That's C tier. What?
Dude, Alien Isolation. There were so many games that came out before it that were like it, and it just got so repetitive.
Well, I mean, the thing
and it was also you could exploit the shit out. Once you got late game, the game got super easy.
The thing about Alien Isolation was that like it was the first like full-fledged game to do what it did, and I think that hurt it in the long run because like it showed that games like that cannot be full like $60 games and still be interesting throughout, doing the same thing over and over again. Like stuff like Outlast worked really well, or like Amnesia worked really well because they were shorter experiences where you were going through a walking simulator like that with the scares, and it kind of felt succinct enough that it was able to scare you once, and then you didn't really, and then you were like, oh my god, and then you just went through the rest of the game and it was over before you got sick of it. But Alien Isolation, you got fucking sick of it real quick, and like
Always the same shit over. And
oh
over.
my god, no, dude, it's always like you're about to do an objective in one of the areas, and the alien just drops down in front of you, and you're like, okay, guess I'm gonna fucking sit here and not do anything for 20 minutes.
Alien Isolation had that feel where it's like, I'm gonna go into this room. Where can the alien show up? There, and then you walk 3 steps, and then he shows up from there. It's like, it's not really.
Yeah, I mean, it
big,
was.
But I know the DLC that came out for that game was just there was literally a DLC that was a Five Nights at Freddy's DLC. It was not a. I mean, I put it in low B tier just for like the beginning of the game because you jump in, it's an alien there, there's a robot there, but as you get near the end of the game, then it's like I just want it to be over. Especially once you get the flamethrower, it's like, oh, here's the alien.
Yeah. Okay, Ghostbusters. It's the last thing we got to talk about.
Mid B, baby.
I would say C tier again, honestly.
I put that shit in D tier.
Mm,
I'm sorry. That game was ass.
ooh, what?
I can agree
Honestly,
with C.
honestly,
Every Ghostbusters game that came out was ass.
honestly,
This was
this was the good one, but honestly,
Yeah.
like it was kind of just like it was kind of like, oh, hey, can we get Luigi's Mansion? We got Luigi's Mansion at home, son. Like,
and that's why it was the best one.
yeah, I would say like I'll put it above Space Jam and C tier. All right, yeah.
What?
Okay, all right. I'll put it. I'll put. Okay, fine. I'll put it
Hell
behind
no.
Space Jam and C tier.
Hell
I'll put
no.
it behind Space
No way
Jam.
you're arguing this. Space
No,
Jam was
you cannot talk to me and say Ghostbusters was on the same tier as Space Jam.
What the fuck kind of argument are we having?
You could roll up with Michael Jordan, jump from the 3-point line, his hand stretches and he dunks.
You
Or
have
you
so
get
many
Bugs Bunny.
motherfucker from the Coneheads in a video
He
game. What
jumps
you
up
mean?
on top, yo.
All right,
Jason,
we're okay. The
I
first
put
tier
so
list
much
is
time in
done.
that.
We did good. We got the Euro Wizard tier, Harry Potter games there. We got the ET tier with the one and only. We got the
Hang
D
on,
tier with
I'm
Shaq
gonna
Fu.
rename that F tier to ET tier.
we got
I think we all have done that.
We got D tier with Shaq Fu and Predator Hunting Grounds, all right? We got C tier, Alien Isolation, Shadow of Mordor, Space Jam, Ghostbusters, and the other Middle Earth game. And then we got B tier with the Toy Story and the Shrek games and Aladdin and Lion King. I kept them there. And then Star Wars, Jedi, Fallen Order, and Cars 2 in it to win it.
It just stopped.
And then yeah, I had to take a breath. And then A tier, we got the Spider-Man 2 pizza game, and then we got the Batman games, Friday the 13th, the Quidditch game, and Star Wars Pod Racer. And then S tier, you got the Goats, Spider-Man, 2018, Battlefront 2, and 007.
An honorary mention to Knights of the Old Republic.
And honorary, yeah, Knights of the Old Republic is somewhere in there. So,
Because, why not?
we spent a lot of time on that. I shouldn't have doubted that we would spend a lot of time on that. So, remakes compared to originals tier list. This one was yours, Tyler.
Yes, it was. I didn't pick a lot just because I figured you guys would make a lot in yours, so I just kept it down.
He was motherfucking right.
Yeah,
he was motherfucking right.
So, so I see you only put really the remakes here.
I only put
Would you?
the remakes that were like actual remakes, not just like, hey, port over. Because there was a lot that it's like, oh, this is a remake. I'm like, that's just a port over. That's not a it's not a remake actually.
These are some. Ooh, okay. Wait, hold up.
What I threw on Demon Souls,
Mm-hmm.
Zelda, Link's Awakening, Dark Souls.
You see, that's weird
Resident
because
Evil
Dark
2 and 3.
Dark Souls is just a remaster, though. I mean, well,
It was like it's a but like the graphics changed so much. It's like, it's like I'll throw it on there. Okay, because that was one where I was like, should I? I'm like, I put Demon Souls. Why not? Then I put the SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Shadow Colossus, because that was a big thing when it was remastered.
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy VII Remake, and the Crass Insane Trilogy, and the Spyro Trilogy.
All right. So, like, my question to you is, of these here, what would you say is a remake that is way better than the original?
Way better than the original. I'd have to say Zelda's Link's Awakening and Demon Souls, just for the fact, like, Demon Souls, just because the graphics were so upgraded. Like, it looks like a PS5 game, and that's just for the sake of, hey, it's on PS5, so the game. I want to do this, but
oh, you wait, Tyler. What, you done?
Yeah, you cut out so hard, man.
God, yeah, man.
Okay, you're good. Talk.
Okay, Demon Souls. put Demon Souls up there just because it looks like the graphics look phenomenal. Like, I'm pretty sure if I played the game in any other way, it would, change the feeling of it. Like, it just looks so new compared to the original one. Because I at least put these on based on, like, not the game itself, just compared to their original counterpart.
Yeah.
So the game could suck still, but compared to the original, is it better, slightly better? I just think Demon Souls is way better just because, graphics were so upgraded and the gameplay felt a lot more smooth.
Mm-hmm.
And then Link's Awakening, because, like, I mean, I didn't really play the original, but I looked at a side by side of them. I've seen a full playthrough of Link's Awakening. It looks like a fun game. They definitely got a lot to it. Definitely way better than the original. It's got the whole chibi type thing going on. So those are the two that I threw up in there.
I mean,
way better.
I would say Link's Awakening is probably slightly better, if not the same as the original, only because like the game itself still plays the same. It just looks upgraded. And I mean, if you really care that, if you really care that much about the graphics, sure, but I don't think that affects gameplay or the playability of it.
I just put it way better just because I didn't see the original gameplay of Link's Awakening, but yeah, I could definitely see that.
Yeah, I would just say slightly better, honestly. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I feel like my hot take here, I would just jump right into it, is Resident Evil 3. I think Resident Evil 3 Remake, it's like between slightly and way worse than Resident Evil 3 base. I'm not including Reverse in this. But like I think that that Resident Evil 3 Remake really lost that charm that Resident Evil 3 had of having Nemesis just follow you around at random points. And it really, you start to see the games turn to a hallway action shooter, like halfway through, and it hurts it so much because the steps that Resident Evil 2 Remake made to make it stand out and to really make it feel Resident Evil, like that was a really good step in the right direction. But like Resident Evil 3 Remake, I feel like they took steps back. I feel like they tried to almost Resident Evil 6 it, and
try to modernize it compared to a game that was so nostalgic. I put them both in slightly worse.
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, you put Resident Evil 2 Remake in slightly worse?
Just because compared to the original, because the original Resident Evils, they have that ambiance, they have that feeling, you're control with it.
No, you're on that pack, bro. I would say at the very least, Resident Evil 2 Remake is slightly better, if not way better. I mean, like, they're both really great games. It's just Resident Evil 2 Remake, like, it actually doesn't play like a wet noodle. Like, and that's really good. And I feel like they adapted the gameplay style to like a third person Resident Evil game that wasn't in the the fixed camera angle style really well, and faithfully recreated so many aspects, and also introduced aspects of other Resident Evil games that people loved. Mr. X chasing you around the police station, fucking great, dude. One of the best parts of the game that I was so happy they included in it, because it created a sense of unpredictability and dread that really wasn't in the original, and substituted out like some of that, uncertainty of what would be around the corner, because that, you couldn't really get that without the static camera. The static camera is like, you turn a corner, the camera angle changes, and like something's in front of you, like, oh my god, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like that was the charm of the old Resident Evil games, right? But like this one was, oh my god, I could turn around and I could hear Mr. X's stomping fucking feet above me, and I don't know if I'm gonna turn the corner and he's gonna clock me in the face or not. Like, and I mean, that's something that I loved about that. So I mean, I don't know, I would say slightly better personally, but that's just me.
What do you think, Tom?
I agree that Resident Evil 2 was at least slightly better. That game was so... The Mr. X-Ray was so much fucking fun, dude. That shit was so fucking fun. I was scared shitless because that big motherfucker was just gonna walk around a corner and wallop me. This is so fucking great.
Hi, how are you?
I put Resident Evil 3 in same as original just because I didn't really know how to rank it. Because I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was worse. I don't know. I really didn't... They made it different, but I don't hate it any more or less than the original Resident Evil 3.
Mhm.
I didn't really know how to rank it in this tier list.
I don't know. I just feel like at least for the remakes of like the original Resident Evil, I just feel like you couldn't beat the original feel, like the original ambiance of the original game. Like, if I want like a remake, I want it to be like not exactly like the original game, but I want to have that same. I want to have that same feel. Like if somebody was to pick up this game, they would be like, okay, this game feels like retro, but it looks new. This one just felt like its own. It could have been its own standalone game. At least it wasn't like fully like Resident Evil 6.
Oh God, please, no, let's not talk about that.
We still need to finish that game, buddy.
You know what was a game that I think was
Fever Team.
the same as the original? Honestly, Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow Colossus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Like really, the game looks good, but
Yeah.
Shadow of the Colossus looked really good on the PS3.
Like,
And
it's the
when that was
exact same fucking
recorded,
game,
yeah.
just the graphics are literally slightly
That's why
upgraded.
when it came out, everyone was like, "Oh my god, this game I get to play!" And I seen it, I'm like, "This shit look the same."
It was the exact same fucking game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly.
Like it was like it changed just enough for them to put remastered on the title of it.
They didn't
But
even
it's
do
like when
that. They didn't even put remastered. They just call it Shadow of the Colossus. They literally just put out Shadow of the Colossus.
didn't have remastered in the title.
No.
No.
They literally just brought it over and put it down and upgraded it a little bit.
I mean, yeah, no, that's what they did with Demon Souls. Blue Point made both. So
God, man. Yeah, but the Demon Souls upgrade for graphics, that was
I mean, yeah, that
you
was
can see
that was
see
definitely
Shadow of the Colossus
Oh
is just
my
like
God.
It's
not
Shadow of the
playing the
Colossus.
PS2.
not having
Yeah,
a
it's-
fucking CRT level like fucking field of view, dude. Fucking fisheye lens. Oh my God, so good for Demon Souls. That shit was so good. Yeah, I. What would you say about Dark Souls Remastered though? Because I would honestly say that's so far for me in my experience, it's kind of the same as the original. I mean, it might be slightly better if they fix some glitches, but I'm still
put that in like same as original, slightly better. Like it's by a thread.
Mhm.
In slightly better, just because like not a lot gameplay stuff changed. Like in Demon Souls, they added new missions, added new characters, new weapons, new places to go. Like not like a lot, but enough to give a little change. Dark Souls, they didn't really do that. But
Yeah.
they changed enough to fix like some glitches, like change the graphics a little bit, like gave it a little kick. But I don't know, it's by a thread and slightly better.
I mean, I don't know. All I know is I was still able to chuck fire bombs at the Hydra. So, I think it's still the same game for me. I think I'm good.
They still got the same little cheese spots.
They still let me cheese shit, dude. It's fine.
Honestly, the only game I put in way better, and it's really arguable, is the Crash Insane trilogy.
Way better. Yeah. I mean, I would say the Crash trilogy.
I feel like it just breathed a new life into the series.
See, it's hard because you're quantifying all three games because like so Crash 1 definitely needed the improvement and it felt necessary, but Crash 2 and 3, well 2 maybe a little more so, but 3 I feel like almost perfected that early formula and it didn't like all of the mechanics that made Crash 1 and 2 better were things that were already in Crash 3. Things like, you get the running shoes and to help you speed run through levels. And the platforming and the physics were all unified under one engine. The game felt a little floatier, but I mean, I would say it's probably slightly better. But I mean, yeah, maybe way better
Oh,
too in some ways.
I put the Crash Insane trilogy. I put that in slightly worse.
Why would you call it worse?
That's a hot take. Hold
Just
on.
because the original Crash games, like, you'll go through the game, maybe you'll die 200 times, let's just say. Insane trilogy, you'll die 200 times halfway through on the first level.
Yes, sir.
Like, death perception was changed. Like, it's a good game. Like, I'm not gonna say it's not a good game. Just compared to the original, popped up the difficulty, changed, like, the graphics were up, but they changed the difficulty so much. Depth perception was off. The controls were a little bit wonky. You jump, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do a little jump, and then it goes a little bit too far or too little. Like, it was just too sensitive, too finicky. Depth perception was off. It's like, you guys didn't really. It's like, you guys just made the game harder. Like, when I pick up Crash Bandicoot, I wasn't like, hey, I want a hard game. No, it's just, I want a jump and spin man game. Like, they changed it, but I don't think for the better. Like, it's still a good game. Just the original they did it better.
Yeah, I'd say yeah, maybe slightly worse.
Y'all are on. No, I can't.
So what pack you smoking?
Y'all smoking that doo-doo part pack. No, I can't
I'm
believe
keeping
it.
mine in slightly better. Actually, I'll just keep it there. It offered something a little bit different, a little bit better.
I got Spyro in slightly better.
I agree. I put
No, there are some things. I mean, honestly, Spyro 1 and 3
definitely better because the original Spyro, you got Spyro's eyes going in two different directions most of the game.
Spyro 1 and 3, I would say were slightly better. Spyro 2, though, I don't know, man. Some of those mini games were whack in the new engine because, like, they didn't change the camera angles for the engine. So, like,
it's not the flying around part.
No, I'm talking about like when you play as all the other characters and shit. Like, those mini games are markedly worse in the remake because, like, they used to have like unique angles to the camera, and they used to like actually show you and make better like just do a better job of indicating like a different play style. But like they're all really unified in this, where everything looks like the same thing that Spyro does when you're just playing normally in terms of the angle and everything. And sometimes that doesn't really work. Like when you're doing like a tank style mission for a character, it's like you would much rather it be top down than be looking third person. But what the fuck ever, game, I guess we're doing it this way. Like, I don't know. I mean, 1 and 3 just seem to have pretty good improvements overall, so I would say just slightly better overall.
All right. So we got to get to the most divisive game.
I know what you're going to say.
We really have to.
SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. Yeah. Honestly, way worse.
I put it in slightly worse. I put Battle for Bikini Bottom slightly worse.
I put it in way worse.
That game.
Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated is much worse than the original. It's
like, I'd much rather go play the original.
Yeah. I mean, the original, the original had speedrun strats. The original didn't have that fucking shitty bloom effect that the new SpongeBob like movies, CG movies do. It didn't look like someone took SpongeBob and tried to clean it too hard or so hard that it took all the color out. Like
some of the maps just look stretched to the point. It's like, oh, hey, what's over here? Nothing. Or, hey, how do I get up here? Oh, go around this super long twisty thing that you have to dodge one thing by jumping. It's like, y'all stretched out too much of this. Like, for the original, it was like, hey, go do this puzzle and then talk to Patrick.
So, yeah.
Felt kind of cash grabby.
Yeah. Well, felt kind of cash grabby.
All right, we got to get the FF7 remake. We waited too fucking long for this shit. Come on, man.
I mean, we waited because I feel like this is going to be the one that takes up most of the time. I mean... Oh, shit, this is hard.
I'm just going to say it straight out. Final Fantasy VII Remake was way worse than the original.
Oh, shit.
All right.
The game Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Let's go. We're having an argument, baby. Let's fucking go.
Final Fantasy VII Remake is a phenomenal game. It's a good game. But if I was to pay $60 for both, $60 for the original Final Fantasy, I get a full fucking game. $60 for this one, I don't even get a third of the original Final Fantasy game.
Oh shit.
You tried to make us feel about certain characters, but it's like, fucking why? And then that ending, they changed it, fucked with time travel, different dimensions, messed with other shit. It's like you just remake the game that we fucking want you to. The game was perfect. You should have just did that. And now you're gonna have us pay $60, probably 3 more times, to finish the original. It's like the original, I got a full game. This, I got probably a fifth.
That's
Yeah, but that's why it's way worse. It's not. This
Let's
just
go.
crashed
Let's go.
for some reason.
Oh, nice.
Oh no, it just went down for some reason. Oh no, it loaded a video on sports. Whatever. What the fuck is wrong with this site? But yeah, that's one of the big reasons that I have it in way worse. Just because there's a whole 4/5 of the game that's not there.
Let's fucking go, Tyler. I'm glad you said that because now we gonna have a legit argument, baby. I'll put that shit slightly.
Did you even play the original Final Fantasy VII?
Do you know how many times I watched the original Final Fantasy VII? No, I didn't play the original Final Fantasy VII because my parents wouldn't let me get it. I really liked Final Fantasy VII Remake. I've played way too many turn-based RPGs lately. I am so happy with what they did with the gameplay, with what they did with the combat. I thought the combat was fucking excellent. It was great. I know they took their civil liberties with the story, but I don't hate it because the game was made almost 30 years. Actually, it was almost 30 years ago, and I don't mind it. I hate the time travel thing. I'm okay they took some civil liberties with it.
So you can't title it remake then. It's like
well,
it's
what
not
would
a
you
remake.
Well, that's what they're remaking it. What do you mean? That is
They just
a remake.
totally fucked it up.
That is a remake. They are remaking.
Another thing is like at least about the combat. Like if I'm Cloud, I'm fighting and then I get hit with some move and I'm like, damn, I'm on low health. Let me switch to Aerith so I can heal. And then all the enemies on the field are like, hey, yo, Aerith, what's good? And then they go for her. It's like, fucking why? Why is there no aggro in this game? Why is there no like, hey, certain enemies go for certain characters? Like if this person's using spells, this character goes for that. It's like, no, whoever you as the player character are, everybody goes for them. Whereas the original, they had that, these characters will go for these characters. These characters use these spells and these like different types of thing. This was just like, hey, who are you playing as? Yeah, we'll send everybody there.
See, I'm good at video games, so it never really affected me or anything. Like, because I just killed my enemies and everything. But like, I think the only fight that I really, really had a problem with, and I didn't die, it just took a while, was the Hell House. I think that was it.
You never fought Leviathan.
I fought Leviathan. I got Leviathan.
Not Leviathan. Bahamut.
What do you mean? You had to fight him at the end.
Not Bahamut. Whoever's the last summon is, that's fucking ridiculous.
I
think it's a robot.
I think so. Yeah, I don't think I got all the summons, but I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. I put like 50 hours in that game. I was happy with it. I think I agree that the fact that they're gonna release it in 3 to 4 parts and it's gonna be $60 each is scum. But I mean, Square Enix.
Yes, Kingdom Hearts.
They're scummy fuckers. I mean, they're making a fucking mobile battle royale game based on Final Fantasy VII. Clearly, they're willing to do
talk about that.
Clearly, they're willing to do whatever it takes to milk money out of fuckers because people keep throwing money at them. But I think Final Fantasy VII Remake was slightly better.
What do you think, Zach?
So,
I was about to say, apparently you don't think.
So, I don't even know I don't even know how to start with this one. So, Final Fantasy VII Remake was, I appreciated it because it chose to do things differently, and it did what a lot of the fans wanted it to do, which was really explore the inner workings of Midgar, which was, for a lot of people, an area they wanted to see more of. in the original
I'll
Final Fantasy
definitely
VII.
give it that. Definitely give it
And
that.
I think that it really took its time to flesh out its world and characters. And maybe we're going to look at it now as being an experience that might be subpar because we haven't seen the full vision. But if Nomura ever releases the full vision in the way it's intended,
By the time we're 60, it'll finish.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think our views would change. But
Well, it's
in
like,
terms
if this Final Fantasy remake was the entirety of the game, it'd be way better.
see,
Way
that's
better.
what I mean though. Is like I feel like though right now you're saying it would be way better, but it's apples to oranges for me. Like this remake is not the same game as Final Fantasy VII. It's just not. And if you look at it as a different game, I think there is a lot you could appreciate about it in being like almost an extension to Final Fantasy VII. Remake is almost like them. I wouldn't even consider remake to be a remaster or a remake of Final Fantasy VII. I consider it so far to be a sequel. And when I consider it to be a sequel, my views start to change and I start to think, okay, what are they going to do next? And so I think it's really hard for me to say that it's worse or better because it's not finished yet. That's really my.
It's like it's not finished, but they felt the need to charge you full price for not finished.
I mean, that's just kind of standard fair video game practice. But to be fair though, you say it's not finished, but the game is like minimum 50 hours. Like if you play through it.
You didn't tell a full story.
But
but you put it in Final Fantasy VII's world.
well, no, I mean
we know the places we're gonna have to go. We know the place we're gonna have to do. Of course, they might change it a little bit in this game, but you can't take out entire places. It's like even though it's 50 hours, it's like cool. We spent 50 hours in Midgard. Now we need to spend 50 hours in every other place in the same game. I shouldn't pay $60 again to spend 50 more hours in the next place.
I mean, again, to me though, it's
or 70 because it might be on PS5.
Yeah, my point though, and from the beginning, my point was that it's not the same game, it's not the same experience, and trying to really compare like, oh, it's unfinished and it's not this and it's not that. I don't think that's really a fair comparison when you look at it like that, because like what. Because obviously they're going for fleshing out the world and drawing out aspects of the game that people wanted to be drawn out. They're trying to deep dive into characters and areas and lore that really wasn't in the original to the extent that it's going to be in the remake, which is why they have a whole fucking episode dedicated to Yuffie that was out. Which, I mean, the way they rolled it out is fucking gross, and I don't really like it myself. It's why I haven't even played it. I've seen
Let's Play of it. Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC.
But like, in terms of their vision, right? In terms of what they want to do, I don't think it's fair to say it's unfinished when if the finished product would probably be a 400-hour experience throughout the entirety of Final Fantasy VII's world. Like,
and they should have named it Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1.
I mean, that's just a technicality, but yeah. I mean, they're probably going to name Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2.
You have to switch this, like something along there. Like,
do you know how long it took to make this as opposed to Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah. That's another thing, right?
Don't care.
To be fair, it was Nomura making this too, and he takes forever to make anything.
That also probably didn't help.
I don't know. Like, the game was definitely good. Like, I definitely liked it.
I get you though. And,
I made a tier for Final Fantasy VII. I'm not getting through this right now. It's really you just can't, dude. You can't compare.
I can and I will.
They're not the same. I mean, you could compare out of
not the same. You shouldn't have named it the same thing.
You can do it out of nostalgic purposes because maybe you really are attached to the original and you wanted a certain vision of how the remake should be, but they're just what the remake is aiming to do is so radically different from the original that it's quite literally
like,
apples to oranges.
Even if they did this one but changed little things, it's like, okay, that's fine. The fact that it was such a drastic difference, that's where it's like, okay, so I'm not playing Final Fantasy VII.
I have a backup. Okay, Monster Hunter World. Okay, no, that's too many. All right, yeah, we gonna do Nintendo franchises right now then.
How many?
Advance Wars, Animal Crossing, Bayonetta, Donkey
Oh
Kong,
my.
Dr. Mario, Fire Emblem F-Zero, Golden Sun, Kid Icarus, Kirby, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Luigi, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Super Mario, Metroid, Mother, Paper Mario, Pikmin, Pokemon, Punch-Out, Rhythm Heaven, Splatoon, Star Fox, WarioWare, Xenoblade, Yoshi, Zelda, ARMS, Smash Bros, and yeah.
How many genders?
All right, let's get the ones we haven't played out of the way. All right.
Get that Advanced Wars shit out of here.
Get that Advanced Wars shit out of here. All right. No play.
So are we gonna have access to this tier list?
Yeah, shit. I forgot to give that to you guys. Hold up.
Fun fact, everyone watching, he told us to make sure we put our tier list in the chat. And he was just gonna keep his to himself. This is the thanks I get for working overtime.
Overtime. Okay, yeah, here we go.
Okay.
Okay, so
Jesus Christ.
So
okay, it
we're putting
looks a lot worse.
for
it sounds a lot.
So we're putting in the ones we haven't played. None of us have played. Okay, show of hands. Who's played Advance Wars?
No.
I raised my balls. If that
Who's
makes
played?
you feel
Who's
any
played
better.
Golden Sun?
Nope.
Who's played
I raised my balls.
Who's played the legendary Starfy?
Nope.
Y'all played Rhythm Heaven?
Nope.
All right, we're gonna put that there then. It's not even discussion worthy. Y'all played the Earthbound or Mother games?
Nope.
Tom?
No.
Oh wow.
How was I gonna play it?
Good point. Okay. Alrighty then. So, and have you guys played F-Zero?
Nope.
No, I haven't.
What about Dr. Mario?
Nope.
Like the Tetris Dr. Mario?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I played PlayStation and Xbox growing up.
All right, no Dr. Mario then. All right, I'm just talking about it there. Okay, so that leaves us Animal Crossing, Bayonetta, Donkey Kong, Fire Emblem, Kid Icarus, Kirby, Luigi's Mansion, Mario Luigi, Mario Kart, Mario Party, Super Mario, Metroid, Paper Mario, Pikmin, Pokemon, Punch-Out, Splatoon, Star Fox, WarioWare, Xenoblade, Yoshi, Zelda, ARMS, and Smash Bros.
Just put Xenoblade Chronicles on S real quick, because I know you're gonna do it.
Hell, wait, this is franchises though, bro. You know, we can't be so biased.
Are you gonna do
I
it,
already
son?
put it in S tier.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's start first with Animal Crossing. What do you guys think of Animal Crossing? B.
He was real hurt by that B.
I don't know if it's a real hurt or if it's a B nuke. I don't know if it's that.
What's your reasoning?
He's about to jump on your ass. Hold on.
I played one Animal Crossing game and I don't have friends to play it with, or I didn't have friends to play it with. So I played Animal Crossing by myself.
I'm gonna just put Animal Crossing and not played. I'm just gonna put it there. It's just you haven't actually played Animal Crossing. Bayonetta. What would you say about Bayonetta?
A tier.
An A tier. Okay.
I like Bayonetta. That's A tier.
Yeah, Bayonetta is really good. I mean, I feel like it's derivative of the Devil May Cry style games, but honestly, like it does enough to make itself really unique and cool and fun. And they need to make a third one, so I would say A tier as well.
Bayonetta 3, where the fuck is it?
Yeah, Hideki Kamiya.
You fucking asshole. That's all I wanted for E3, you prick. Don't tell me it doesn't exist. I'll shit on your doorstep.
What about Donkey Kong?
B?
Put in B tier.
So that's including like the Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong 64.
Yeah, but you have to look at overall volume of these things.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country is so fucking good. Well, how many mid Donkey Kong games we had?
We had Barrel Blast and the one with the bongos.
The Bongo one? That's a B
Yeah.
tier from me.
Yeah, okay, yeah, alright.
Plus, you also have to think about the rest of these fucking franchises, dude.
So
Did you
what,
put Donkey Kong and Mario in the same tier?
I guess yeah, let's get some of the easier ones out of the way. Would you say okay, Zelda S tier, we're in agreement there? Yeah, Zelda S tier, alright. Zelda's an S tier franchise.
No.
Tyler should fuck up and just say it.
Arms would be D tier. Would you say Arms would be D tier?
Can we have ARMS be its own tier called failure?
No, because I feel like there's more than
In
one
the ET
failure
tier.
here. ET tier. It's fine.
ET with ARMS tier.
It's fine. No, we wouldn't Arms and D tier. It's fine. And we would probably put the Super Mario games in S tier, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much all the Super Mario games are really good. Okay, so that leaves us. What are your opinions on Fire Emblem?
C.
C?
Yeah, I put it in C tier.
C. Anime sword fighters. Ooh boy, permadeath.
C
Oh man.
is that just your thought because of Smash Bros, or is
No,
it?
I could give less of a shit about the gameplay of that game, to be quite honest.
Wow. You see, I
Listen,
would.
I'm not a tactics dude, man. I'm not.
I mean, personally, I would
mean,
at least say Fire Emblem's like B tier in terms of the quality. Because some of the games are really good and some of the games are kind of but like, I like the games overall. I'd say they're pretty good.
And C is passing and average. So bam.
You're on that booth right now, bro. You're smoking that pack.
No, I'm just cool. It's funny because I'm not.
Aw.
All right, this might be a hot take. Star Fox, I say C tier.
I agree. Star
Never
Fox
played
had one good game. Star Fox had one good game.
Star Fox had Star Fox 64.
That is it.
And then like Star Fox Assault was all right, but then like every other Star Fox game,
damages.
every other Star Fox game has been like nope.
Pretty mid or bad, yeah.
What about Kid Icarus? Have you guys played Kid Icarus?
No.
Okay, no play. What about Kirby? I would say Kirby.
I'll put Kirby.
B. I'll put Kirby B.
Yeah, I was gonna say B tier.
Yeah, I'll put Kirby B.
Kirby
I'll
games
pop it.
are usually fun.
Yeah.
They're kind of mindless fun, but they're fun. You know, it's like, hey, I don't
just-
mind doing Kirby.
I put it in C just because they're mindless fun. Like, they're not good, they're not bad. It's just kind of, you can just sit down and not think and play.
I could see that. Oh, yeah, maybe. I
Up
would
there with Fire Emblem.
I would say low B. Personally, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's go with C tier. I think Kirby should be in.
It's a
Tough.
C, but your mom is the professor, so she gives you a B.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
a high C.
Hey.
Yeah.
What a-
I love those.
So what about Luigi's Mansion as a franchise?
Never played it. I just watch people play it.
I want to go B.
I would say B too.
Yeah. Like mid to low.
Mhm. Like Luigi's Mansion, the first one is probably still the best of the series, which is kind of sad. But like 3 had some really good ideas, and it was definitely a full-fledged game. The second one, I feel like there were stumbles along the way, but overall, like the whole, it's what turned Luigi into his own character. You know, it's what really made him his own thing, and I appreciate that. I like that. So have you guys played the Mario and Luigi games, the RPGs?
Nope.
No.
All right, no play. This is gonna make it easier
Damn,
and
this is
easier.
the largest tier by far, my guy. Let's go.
What do you say about Mario Kart? I would say A tier. Yeah.
A. Yeah, I'm putting Mario Kart in.
Where'd I put mine? Yeah, I put an A tier.
Yeah. I'll put Mario Party in A tier too.
Yeah, they're honestly, you can't ever go wrong with a good Mario Kart or Mario Party.
Yeah.
Those experiences are always fun and friendship ruining. So,
Yeah. Blue
Yeah.
shell, baby.
uh, what would you say about Metroid? Have you guys played Metroid?
I'll put Metroid, and I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna put Metroid in C.
Whoa, what's your what? Why?
High C.
Why would you say?
Man, you gonna tell me from late night, like 1999 till now, these Metroid games haven't been pretty mid?
What?
I put mine in high D tier. So
See, I can't. No, I
I
can't.
put
Agree with
mine
that.
high D
I
tier.
at least put mine high C.
Mm-mm. I mean,
I haven't gotten legitimate enjoyment out of a Metroid title in a while.
but I mean, Metroid hasn't
I-
had games for so long.
I never
until
have.
recently.
That's why it's in D.
Yeah, yeah. Metroid hasn't had like actual. I mean, sure, the more recent ones, like there was that Metroid like
Samus
space. No, it's not Samus Returns. Like the fucking Spaceball one on the 3DS. I forget what it was.
Oh, I'm
called.
just talking about main series game.
I mean, no, those games were pretty good. I mean, Samus Returns was all right.
I'll put it mid B.
Your mic
I'll put it
picked
mid
up.
high B.
Yeah, I was gonna put it mid B. And now you got Metroid Dread coming out. I would say it's B tier right now, you know, because like it's been dormant, it's been dead, and I feel like Metroid has yet to have that really big, amazing game that like breaks the boundaries of everything. Because even like Super Metroid was really good. But I think it it has aged very well, but I think it was more of a pioneer than it was a genre, you know, no, I wouldn't say like a masterpiece. Personally, that's just me. I don't know.
I'll put it in mid to high B.
Yeah, I wouldn't be the very least. So next, Paper Mario. What do you say about Paper Mario? I'd say that's an A tier series. But wait, no, Sticker Star and Color Splash exist.
Isn't that 2 of the 4 games?
Yeah, Sticker Star and Color Splash were blah, and then
Yeah.
people didn't really like Origami King, but I liked it.
It was
So-
fun. Origami King was at least fun.
I would say B tier for Paper Mario. Pikmin, I'd
A,
I'd say A at the very least.
at
Pikmin,
least low A.
yeah. Pikmin, I love Pikmin, but Jesus Christ, it's impossible to get a fucking game. And Hey Pikmin exists, so that keeps it from being S tier. So, okay, this one I feel like we could actually have conversations about.
D, put it in D.
Pokemon?
Put it in D. Get it out. Get it out. Put it
You
in D.
want-
Put it in D.
Pokemon in D tier?
Yes, fuck Pokemon. Fuck Pokemon. Put it in D. They've done nothing but hurt me. Nothing.
But
I
like,
put it in. It just made B tier.
yeah,
Just made.
yeah, I'd
if
say
you-
B. I'd say B, dude.
If you actually want me to rank Pokemon, I'd put Pokemon A. I'd put
I don't
Pokemon
know
A.
that shit just made B tier. It's like I just see the game. It's the same shit.
Yeah,
Again
man.
and
But
again and again and
everyone,
again.
everyone remembers their first Pokemon game, man. Everyone's got a favorite Pokemon. Everyone's got a Pokemon for them. It's just fun. Pokemon's just fun, no matter how you want to play it. There's multiple different ways to play it. I think
Yeah,
Pokemon's
but you know, then it's still is like, hey, we're coming out with a game, Pokemon. And no one asked, what did he say? They just asked how much. It's like, he could have been like, Pokemon goes to do his taxes. People will still pay for it.
Yo, Pokemon Mafia, let's go.
I mean, there is a Pokemon MOBA coming out. Ugh, okay, yeah.
I don't know, man. I thought Unite looked okay. It looked alright.
Yeah.
No.
I thought Unite looked okay.
So what about Punch Out? You guys play Punch Out?
I'll put Punch Out in B. I'll put Punch Out.
I put it in C.
And
I'll put
C?
Punch Out B.
I would put Punch Out C, because Punch Out's only had 2 games.
But
Both
they've
of
been
which,
good.
I
Punch Out
mean,
games have been good.
they've been good, but have they been, I mean, I don't know, they've kind of just been, I mean, they've been there. The first Punch Out game was really around in a meme because 1, Mike Tyson was in it, and 2, it was like unnecessarily brutal. And then Punch Out on the Wii was a thing, and it was interesting because it used the Wii's controls. But I feel like, in terms of being a series standing on its own legs without a gimmick, Punch Out really isn't something that people look back on and think, oh man, that was such a revolutionary video game series, or it was really great. It's more like, hey, I liked Mike Tyson. The Mike Tyson was in this one, or hey, I could
Tell that to the
whap my
entire
hand.
speedrunning community. I don't know.
It's like that when you fight Mike Tyson. Unless you knock him out, you lose.
Yeah, makes sense.
You cannot get hit at all, but you'll still lose.
You're going right next to Metroid, buddy, in my book.
What would you say about Splatoon then? I guess
Splatoon, I put that shit in D tier.
I put it low B.
I'd say low B too.
Yeah.
I played that shit like 3 times and was like, this is boring as holy fuck.
Listen, Splatoon was.
At least the second one actually had like kind of a story, but I just played the first one and it put me off so much. I'm like, I don't want to even look at the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not.
Salmon Run saves Splatoon 2. It's such a fun mode.
Yeah.
And I feel like the game would be a lot better if it wasn't catered towards sweats, but that's what every fucking multiplayer shooter is catered towards, so whatever. Yeah, I mean, I would say Splatoon's a B tier series. It's pretty good. I enjoy it. The multiplayer is fun. It can get a little old, but I think it's definitely got that fun gameplay loop. So here's the next one, all right? Smash Brothers.
Where the fuck is Smash Brothers? I don't even see it on my thing.
It's just white. It's white. It's white, bro. It's white. You can't fucking see it.
You might get it confused with Mother. That's also white.
No, I got
Fire
both
Emblem.
titles out of you.
Or Fire Emblem, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Smash. It just hit A tier for me.
Hey, listen, if you're not putting this in S tier, you're on the booth. You're smoking the pack.
I just put that shit in A tier.
Nah, Smash is S tier, man.
Smash is an S tier series.
I gotta.
Yeah.
Nah, listen, they had all the characters to throw in. They picked just Kazuya. It's like, come on.
Let's not talk about the decades of fucking shit. Let's talk about Kazuya.
Let's not talk about the fact that the series has been consistently good and fun among every entry, or the fact that they continue to push the envelope with characters that they can add in.
Consistently sweaty. It's been consistently sweaty.
Hey,
everyone who's good at Smash will bring it to a party. It's like, hey, bros, you want to play Smash? Yeah, I'll go easy on you, and they never do.
That's right. You know what? Actually, Zach, he has a point. You do try to beat our ass every time we play Smash. I'm putting
listen, y'all are just jealous, and
and that's why people don't like Smash players. That's why people don't like Smash players. Listen to you.
So yeah, Smash
the only
Brothers
good Smash player is a casual Smash player. Remember that.
So what about WarioWare?
I'm putting it in mid to high B tier.
I would say C tier personally.
I put it in C tier.
I just really like WarioWare. I can accept that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty good experience, but I feel like I can't play WarioWare for more than like 30 minutes without getting bored.
But that's the best part. It's just a game you can sit down, be stupid with. You can play it for 30 minutes. You can play it for 2 hours.
Definitely, if you're drunk, you can play that shit for
fucking 4 days.
At a time.
Yeah, for 4 days, dude.
I mean, it's the same thing with Mario Party. You could just sit down drunk and play that.
Yeah, but Mario Party has so many more fucking games, dude.
I feel like with Mario Party though, like as long as you have a good group of friends, you could just play that for hours, like fucking Monopoly, dude.
Or you beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah,
no, there's a difference in Monopoly. Monopoly, you have to play for a ridiculous amount of time because Monopoly only ends once everybody quits. Mario Party does end.
Monopoly ends when capitalism ends. Okay, so the last franchise here is Yoshi.
Oh, that's right. You already ranked Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm putting that shit A tier.
I've never played any Yoshi games.
Wait, you put Yoshi in?
I put Yoshi in A, low A.
Low A.
Low A. I think it's a better Kirby.
Then why don't you put it in B?
I think it's a lot better Kirby.
Oh, okay. I could see that.
I put Xenoblade Chronicles in D tier. Yeah.
You know, he's compelling. I agree. Right below ours.
I mean, if you don't agree, I can link you a video online stating Xenoblade Chronicles
God,
2 is
Shulk is by far the worst fucking little twat I've ever heard speak in my entire life. Fiora! No!
Join me.
That's not even that
Y'all are giving me an existential crisis. Okay, podcast is over. I'm ending it now. It's official.
Shaman.
Banner.
There's one thing I want to end this on, though. All right, there's one thing. I'm opening up one more tier list.
One more tier.
So, all right,
Ooh,
listen.
are we doing the one that me and Tyler talked about?
No.
Oh.
Oh.
So
Why not?
here it is.
They can do that shit from memory.
Right
Need a tier
here.
list.
Right?
You see that, internet? I don't even have to do the rest. Sonic Colors is mid.
Oh my
Right
God,
there.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not putting any other game in the Sonic franchise here because that's way too many fucking video games. Oh my god. But Sonic
Just Sonic
Colors is mid.
He's really gonna keep doing this.
I am until the day that the internet admits it.
There's only one way to stop him, internet. You have to smash the like button and click subscribe and turn on the notification bell, or else he'll continue to say these dumb things and mean them.
Okay, yeah.
The utter silence.
This podcast has made me physically ill, so we're gonna stop now. All right, yeah. See you next week where we hopefully have actual ideas for podcast. Okay, bye.